Hey everybody, this is Jake from the100greatest.com. Welcome back to the 100 Greatest YouTube channel, where we are counting down the top 100 baseball players of all time. In our first episode, we revealed players 100 through 91 on our list. Be sure to check that out if you missed it. Today we'll be hitting players 90 through 81. Let's get to it. Cleaning up our list at number 90 is Orioles legend and human vacuum cleaner Brooks Robinson. It's hard to argue that Robinson wasn't just the greatest defensive third baseman of all time, but the greatest defensive player of all time regardless of position. Playing the hot corner, Robinson amassed an astounding 39.1 defensive WAR. He finished among the top 8 in defensive WAR, a remarkable 14 times. Among third basemen, he's the all-time leader in games, assists, putouts, double plays turned, total zone runs, and range factor per game. He led the league in fielding percentage at third base 11 times, which is 3 more than any player from any other position in history. His 16 Gold Gloves are also the most for any position player in history. After winning the World Series MVP in 1970, Brooks joined fellow Oriole Frank Robinson as the only 2 players in Major League Baseball history to win a regular season MVP, World Series MVP, and an All-Star Game MVP. Coming in at number 89 on our list is Adrian Beltre. Beltre's standing among third basemen as both an offensive and defensive contributor is second to none. Among third basemen who played at least half their career at the hot corner, he's the all-time leader in hits, RBIs, games played, and plate appearances. He's second in doubles, third in home runs and WAR, and fourth in runs. His 1,151 career extra base hits are the most all-time for a third baseman and the 14th most all-time in Major League Baseball history. He's second all-time in defensive WAR among third basemen, and he has the 13th highest defensive WAR total in Major League Baseball history. Beltre is the only player in history with 3,000 hits, 450 home runs, and at least a 27 defensive WAR. And he's the only third baseman in history with 3,100 hits, 600 doubles, and 400 home runs. Keystoning our list at number 88 is second baseman Nap Lajoie. Lajoie was a stat sheet stuffer, leading the league in batting average and doubles 5 times, becoming one of only 3 players in history to do so. He led the league in slugging percentage and total bases 4 times, RBIs, OPS, and OPS plus 3 times, on-base percentage twice, and home runs and runs once each. Among second basemen, Lajoie is first all-time in RBIs, second in doubles and hits, third in batting average, and fourth in triples. And after close to 12 decades of baseball, Lajoie remains the only player in Major League Baseball history with 3,000 hits, 600 doubles, and fewer than 350 strikeouts. Roaring into the list at number 87 is the original Big Cat, Johnny Mize. Mize had one of the longest peaks in Major League Baseball history, as he led the league in home runs, slugging percentage, and extra base hits 4 times. When he wasn't leading the league, he was coming dangerously close, as he consistently finished near the top of every major statistical category for nearly a decade. He finished in the top 3 in slugging percentage and OPS plus, a remarkable 9 times. Indicative of his immense power, Mize is 14th all-time in slugging percentage, 17th all-time in OPS plus. Mize joins Mark McGwire as the only 2 players to lead the league in home runs twice in the American League and the National League, and all this despite the fact that Mize missed 3 full seasons of his prime, serving in World War II. Pounding into the list at number 86 is the Hebrew Hammer, Hank Greenberg. Like his fellow masher Johnny Mize, Greenberg missed a huge chunk of his peak serving in World War II. For Greenberg, the cost was even more substantial, as he would miss 4.5 seasons, limiting his career to just 1,394 career games, or the equivalent of 8.5 seasons. What Greenberg did during his short time in the league was put together one of the most extraordinary stretches in Major League Baseball history. He's the only player in Major League Baseball history with a 50 home run season and a 60 double season. And he's the only player in Major League Baseball history with a 180 RBI season and a season of at least 58 home runs. It's crazy to think what Greenberg's career would have looked like with the 2,200 at-bats he lost to the war. Landing at number 85 on our list is pitcher Ferguson Jenkins. Fergie used his pinpoint control and tireless arm to become one of only 6 pitchers in Major League Baseball history to throw 4,500 career innings with a whip less than 1.15 and a walks per 9 of no more than 2, and only the second pitcher in the last 100 years to do so. Jenkins is the only player in Major League Baseball history with at least 24 wins and a strikeout-to-walk ratio of at least 7 in a single season. He's the only player in the last 100 years with at least 265 career complete games and a whip under 1.15. He's the only player in the last 100 years with a season of at least 30 complete games and a walks per 9 of 1 or less. And he's the only player in the last 80 years with a season of 25 wins and a walks per 9 of 1.2 or less. Popping in at number 84 on our list is Phillies great Robin Roberts. No pitcher in Major League Baseball history had a 6-year run quite like the one Roberts went on from 1950 to 1956. During this stretch, Roberts became the only pitcher in history to lead the league in games started for 6 consecutive seasons. He also became the first pitcher in history to have streaks of leading the league in wins for 4 consecutive seasons and innings pitched 5 consecutive seasons. Roberts is the only player in Major League Baseball history to lead the league in wins, innings, games started, and complete games for 4 consecutive seasons. He's also the only player in over 100 years with a season of at least 28 wins and a walks per 9 of 1.3 or less. Hitting the list at number 83 is Cleveland great Bob Feller. Like many of the great players in the 1940s, Bullet Bob's career was interrupted by service in World War II. Feller missed 3.5 seasons just as he was establishing himself as the best pitcher in the world. It's not hard to imagine Feller leading the league in wins for what would have been an unbreakable record of 9 consecutive seasons had he been stateside for his entire career. In fact, he'd likely hold the records for most consecutive seasons leading the league in strikeouts and innings as well. Despite his lengthy absence from the majors, Feller put together one of the most impressive pitching careers Major League Baseball has ever seen. He also led the league in strikeouts 7 times, wins 6 times, and innings pitched and games started 5 times each. Next up at number 82 is Sammy Sosa. Slammin' Sammy's 10-season stretch with the Cubs from 1995 to 2004 produced the greatest home run barrage Major League Baseball has ever seen. Sosa's 479 home runs were the most ever over a 10-year stretch. Sosa also holds the records for most home runs over a 5-year, 6-year, 7-year, 8-year, and 9-year stretch. Sosa is the only player in Major League Baseball history with 3 seasons of 60-plus home runs. He also shares the record for most 50 home run seasons with 4. He's the only player in history with more than 60 home runs and 140 runs in a single season. He's the only player to have more than 65 home runs, 150 RBIs, and 130 runs in a single season, and he's the only player in history with a season of at least 64 home runs and 155 RBIs, and he did it twice. Closing out our countdown at number 81 is Twins legend and 18-time All-Star Rod Carew. Carew's .328 batting average is the 3rd highest in the last 60 years, behind only Tony Gwynn and Wade Boggs. Carew led the league in batting average 7 times, which is the 4th most all-time, behind only Honus Wagner, Ty Cobb, and Tony Gwynn. Carew joins Rogers Hornsby and Stan Musial as the only 3 players in history to lead the league in runs, hits, triples, batting average, on-base percentage, OPS, and OPS Plus in the same season. Carew's 1977 season was one of a kind, as he became the only player in Major League Baseball history to have at least 235 hits, 125 runs, 35 doubles, 15 triples, 20 stolen bases, 65 walks, an OPS Plus of 175, and a batting average of .388 in a single season. Recapping our list, at number 90, the human vacuum cleaner, Brooks Robinson. At number 89, the hot corner whiz, Adrian Beltre. Number 88, the OG Keystone, Nap Lajoie. At number 87, the Big Cat, Johnny Mize. At number 86, the Hebrew Hammer, Hank Greenberg. Number 85, Mr. Pinpoint, Ferguson Jenkins. Number 84, the Workhorse, Robin Roberts. At number 83, Bullet Bob, Bob Feller. At number 82, Slammin' Sammy, Sammy Sosa. And at number 81, the Hit Machine, Rod Carew. Thanks for tuning in to episode number 2 as we count down the 100 greatest baseball players of all time. To access our list in its entirety, head to the100greatest.com and click The List under the Baseball 100 drop-down menu. Be sure to click the Player Capsules tab for more statistics that didn't make it into this episode, and the Making the Cut tab for an in-depth explanation on how we created the list. You can also check out our top 100 list for basketball, football, hockey, MMA, and pro wrestling. Join us next time as we count down players 80 through 71. Peace out.